Barkley is like a superhero who strolls out of the rubble of a collapsed building, calmly brushing dust off his shoulders as if nothing ever happened. This quote from Phil Taylor of Sports Illustrated in 2008 really hits the nail on the head during Barkley's career. Charles Barkley is a man of charisma, emotion, and passion. Off the court, he was a nice and warm person, but does not get in his way on the court unless you want to be trampled. He set many records during his career with the Philadelphia 76ers, Phoenix Suns, and Houston Rockets. He had a long and successful career that has helped him get into the broadcasting role which he has today. And here are the 10 crazy and unknown facts that you probably didn't know about Charles Barkley. Sir Charles is his nickname. When you hear someone tacking Sir onto the front of their name, it's usually safe to assume they've been knighted by a monarch. Charles Barkley definitely did not receive that honor. So, where did the Sir Charles moniker come from? As the forward's legend profile explains, it began as a mark of respect. Undeterred, Barkley quickly buried that reputation when he began playing for the Philadelphia 76ers. It was not rare to see the neophyte Barkley grab a rebound amongst a crowd, rumble down court with the ball, and finish with a monster slam. In a half-court offense, he could fill it up from the paint or the perimeter. And on the defensive end, he would play the passing lane for a steal or block a center's shot. His awe-inspiring play demanded full respect and earned him a new nickname, Sir Charles. And in hindsight, Barkley more than deserved that distinction. While he never won a championship, he averaged 22.1 points, 11.7 rebounds, and 3.9 assists per outing across 16 seasons in the association. When you add his individual honors, an NBA MVP crown, 11 All-NBA nods, and 2 Olympic gold medals, among other achievements, and consider that he was never the tallest man in the paint, that resume is certainly something to be celebrated. He failed to make the varsity team. Charles Barkley had quite the career. He became known as the round mound of rebound and won MVP of the league in 1993. However, Barkley was not always a formidable force on the floor. He started with very humble beginnings and was much smaller. An article from the Chicago Tribune published in 1987 reveals some details of Barkley's basketball beginnings. Before he became the 6'6" NBA star, Barkley was 5'10" and struggling to make his varsity high school team. Much like his NBA counterpart Michael Jordan, Barkley was cut from his varsity basketball team. He was a sophomore and was cut from varsity. The rejection inspired Barkley to go into a workout rage and newfound determination. Barkley was a bit pudgy at 220 pounds, but was motivated to change. He jumped his way into being a better player. Golf enthusiast. Barkley's love for golf is well documented. If you are a fan of celebrity golf events, you've probably seen him make an appearance on the green. The retired basketball player and sports commentator is something of a golf enthusiast. However, he has never had much success because he uses what some have called the ugliest golf swing they've ever seen. Barkley's infamous swing is characterized by a hitch, which can take the form of a pause or jerking motion mid-swing. When Barkley was announced as a player in the Champions for Change match, many people were skeptical of how well he'd be able to perform. But, to our surprise, Charles Barkley fixed his golf swing in time for the game. Barkley's commitment to improving his game led him to participate in the Haney Project, a Golf Channel series where renowned coach Hank Haney attempts to refine the swings of celebrities. Dream Team leader. In 1992, Barkley represented the legendary U.S. Dream Team alongside a host of big-name players such as Earvin Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, David Robinson, Karl Malone, Patrick Ewing, and Scottie Pippen. Putting on a veritable show of in- and outside shots, three-pointers, and crowd-pleasing dunks, he got on the scoreboard at the tournament more often than any other American player, posting an average of 18 points. 4.1 rebounds, and 2.6 steals per game, a field goal percentage of 71%, and an astonishing three-point field goal percentage of 87.5%. 4 years later, Barkley spearheaded the U.S. team that successfully defended its Olympic title on home soil. Highly productive again, he racked up an average of 12.4 points and 6.6 rebounds per game and set an Olympic field goal record of 81.6%. Once more, the Americans coasted through their games, winning 8 out of 8 and peaking with a convincing 95-69 victory over a talented Yugoslavian. One of the most versatile players in NBA history. While Barkley is primarily remembered for his scoring ability and rebounding prowess, his versatility set him apart. Standing at 6 feet 6 inches, Barkley is one of the shortest players in NBA history to lead the league in rebounds during a season, showcasing his tenacity and skill on the court. Barkley was one of the strangest cases of a dominant player in recent memory. The undersized and doughy Barkley should have gotten eaten alive on the glass in the NBA. Only thing is, he did not. Quite the opposite, in fact. He averaged double-digit rebounds every season of his career. But don't kid yourself, he could shoot the rock too. He posted a lifetime 54% field goal percentage, including a respectable 30% three-point percentage during his 4 years in Phoenix. His ability to score from all over the floor and run the break made Barkley one of the most dangerous players of the late 1980s and early 1990s. Lost more money in gambling than you'll ever make. Barkley's gambling habits trace all the way back to the 1980s, when he was on the Philadelphia 76ers. He quickly became known for his flippant view of money and his routine gambling. These frequent gambling habits, however, soon turned into an addiction. Barkley found himself drawn to the shining lights and captivating promises of Las Vegas casinos. Instead of hitting it big, however, his losses began adding up. Barkley ultimately wagered away nearly his entire NBA fortune. In all, Barkley has admitted to losing a jaw-dropping $20 million to gambling throughout his lifetime. Despite his losses, Barkley still thinks of gambling fondly. On a recent episode of the podcast Spittin' Sheetlets, Barkley discussed his love of both gambling and alcohol, saying, "I love to drink. I love to drink and gamble, two of my favorite things in the world." Barkley's openness about his struggles with gambling is a testament to his candor, and he has been vocal about seeking help to overcome these issues, contributing to a broader conversation about athletes and gambling. His political ambition. Charles Barkley, during that time, was thinking about running for the Alabama governorship under a Republican ticket in the 1998 elections. He couldn't do it ultimately, but his dreams of being the governor hadn't ended there. He has often revealed his desire to be the governor as an independent in interviews throughout the years, but it has never materialized. Barkley once said, "I really believe I was put on earth to do more than play basketball and stockpile money. I really want to help people improve their lives, and what's left is for me to decide how best to do that." Barkley is a person who doesn't mince any words. His entry into politics hence wasn't a surprise. He has openly given political views on interviews and shows like Inside the NBA. He had also endorsed Barack Obama in the 2008 presidential election. Charles Barkley is a book writer. In 1991, Barkley and sports writer Roy S. Johnson collaborated on the autobiographical work Outrageous. Editorial choices made by Johnson in the book led to Barkley famously quipping that he had been misquoted in his own autobiography. In 2000, Barkley wrote the foreword for Sports Illustrated columnist Rick Riley's book, The Life of Riley. In it, Barkley quipped, "Of all the people in sports I'd like to throw through a plate glass window, Riley's not one of them. It's a shame though, skinny white boys look real aerodynamic." In 2002, Barkley released the book, I May Be Wrong, But I Doubt It, which included editing and commentary by close friend Michael Wilbon. 3 years later, Barkley released Who's Afraid of a Large Black Man?, which is a collection of interviews with leading figures in entertainment, business, sports, and government. Michael Wilbon also contributed to this book and was present at many of the interviews. Charles Barkley battled weight problems during his career. Barkley had a legendary career despite battling weight problems from his time at Auburn to the NBA. He famously gained weight before the 1984 draft because he didn't want to play for the Philadelphia 76ers. However, the Sixers still selected him, and it was a blessing in disguise. The veteran players of the team like Moses Malone and Julius Erving helped him get in shape. They also taught him to dress like a professional basketball player and save his money. Throughout his playing career, Barkley grappled with weight fluctuations, with his playing weight typically hovering around 250 pounds. During the offseason, however, he occasionally exceeded 300 pounds. This aspect of his personal journey adds a humanizing touch to his larger-than-life athletic persona. Barkley might not have won an NBA championship, but he still had a great career. He was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2006 as a player and in 2010 as a member of Team USA. His post-playing career as an analyst and host might have also been better. Charles Barkley almost became a Laker. Charles Barkley says that he was a Los Angeles Laker for one day. Well, 3 hours to be exact, as per his account. During an interview with Sports Illustrated, Sir Charles said that the Lakers and Philadelphia 76ers already had a deal in place to send him to Los Angeles. However, the Sixers backed out of the deal after a couple of hours. Although Charles Barkley didn't go public and ask for a trade, everyone knew that he was no longer happy in Philly and with the Sixers' direction at that time. One season after losing to the Bulls in the second round of the playoffs, the Sixers missed the postseason in 1992 with only 35 regular season wins. Because of the situation, the Sixers shopped Barkley intending to retool and get more depth. He wanted to get out of Philly so badly that when his agent told him that he had been traded to the Lakers, Barkley immediately celebrated, even if it was still midday. The season before that, Magic Johnson decided to retire from basketball due to HIV. In that case, Chuck would take on the leading role in which he would try to get the Lakers back into the ranks of the best teams in the league. That would be especially media attractive, given his nature, and it's hard to imagine a better blend than Barkley and LA. But the trade fell through. The Philadelphia 76ers arranged a last-minute deal with the Phoenix Suns and traded Barkley to Arizona, in which he won the league MVP award in 1993 and led the Suns to a trip to the NBA Finals.